are there common boundaries that I should kind of put on my radar in DS? I think that boundaries are boundaries and they're personal to you. And so you need to really do a values assessment of yourself and your core values and what you need in your life. But beyond that, I do think that there are certain things to look out for in the lifestyle. And I think that's why, from my vantage point at least, why we do contracts, why we build a contract is the contract is about defining clear boundaries. We negotiate to define clear boundaries. We collaborate and build contracts in order to define clear boundaries. And so I think, yes, of course, it depends on the dynamic, kinky plate, kinky buffet, right? But I have like, I don't really know how to categorize 6 to 8. We'll say 6 to 8 different kind of categories of boundaries that I think would be helpful to keep on your radar. And these are the ones that you'll find in my contract. You know, if you go on to patreon.com/LXerotica and you check out my BDSM contract template, you will find the most logical, simple, effective, and logical contract that I built that I've ever seen. And so we're going to cover some of those points in this question. The first one being obviously hard and soft limits. Those are boundaries. You know, when I'm talking about creating a fence line for your play, that's what I'm speaking to, boundaries. You as the dominant need to know exactly where that fence line is, exactly where those boundaries are in terms of hard and soft limits, triggers, etc. So you know exactly how far you can go, exactly where you can go in your kinky playground without crossing a line, without doing something violating or abusive. So that's obviously the first one. And then I think when we're talking about consent, that definitely has boundaries around it too. And I think when it comes to consent boundaries, that's when we get into the safe word territory and the slow word territory. It's like, these are the instances where I can revoke my consent. And here's how I can revoke my consent. Here's how these things will be communicated. And I think even though these are fundamentals to the community, there are so many couples that I work with that because they've been in the lifestyle so long and they're now trying something new in their relationship or dynamic, they've been in the lifestyle so long, they kind of miss some of these things. They kind of just brush over the fact that even if you've been in the lifestyle for 20, 30 years, you're still going to need these limits. You're still going to need to know for clarity's sake where these boundaries are. So I think another one, in addition to hard and soft limits and consent with safe words and such, would be privacy boundaries, especially with so many people in the lifestyle who are voyeurs, exhibitionists, right? We do partner swapping. We do, you know, open marriages, ethical non-monogamy. We do polyamory, things like that. I think a huge part of the boundaries to really be aware of for yourself and your dynamic are privacy boundaries. Like, what information about your play or yourself do you want shared, and in what form and with who? You know, like, it's a huge part of safety, knowing that no one else gets to watch your scene. No one else is going to see a video of your scene or a photo of you or something like that, you know? So I think that's a huge part of being able to give your full consent and feel fully safe. Has to do with these privacy boundaries. And then again, even on social media, what information are you sharing as a couple? Dominant and submissive. What are you guys sharing about each other and about your play and about your dynamic on social media?